Good morning, Gary Champion, psychic medium and healer. I don't know if other healers know this, but as you get sick, your healing energy kind of goes away. Oh, orbs. There's another one. Most of the time, I don't see them. There's one. It's cloudy outside. There's no sun shining. I thought that's what I thought they were in the very beginning. They're just being helpful. That's all it is. Possibly all that information I get in a video comes from orbs. Open orb just didn't turn my phone on. I find the orbs quite comforting. Um, Usually, when I start getting information, they'll appear. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Most of the time, I can't see them though. The camera picks them up, but a lot of times I don't see them. Someone gave me a heads up that there was one in the last video I did. I had to go back to look at it. It's right at the beginning, like 20 seconds in. We've already had a bunch of them here, more than the other day. It's a big thing about men is being relevant. We want to be relevant. And if you're sick, stuck in a wheelchair, it's hard to be relevant, but you can do it. You can be dying of some horrible disease and be relevant. Just depends. You're as relevant as you allow yourself to be. Women, they want to be alive for their children and their children's children, and that's relevance in a big R, relevance. And fighting it is a way to be relevant, but trying to remain coherent and not get dementia and things like that happen to older people like me. But someone said this morning: "You're as relevant as you're." Because I think about these things: Am I relevant? What am I doing? What am I doing? Is it relevant? I think these questions only come when you're at a certain age. Is what I'm doing worthwhile? Does it make an impact? Is there a point to me being here? I could just be fishing someplace. Then, if I were fishing, I'd be relevant to me, but nobody else. Fish wouldn't like me very well. But you're as relevant as you allow yourself to be. And I've had people tell me this: if I can't, if I can't have a meaningful life at this point, I just don't want to be here. I hear it more often than what you'd think. If I can't live my life, if it's going to be this painful, if it's going to be this, I just don't want to be alive. Well, I know when you're dead, on this side, you're no longer relevant. And a lot of people hold on because of their children. Children need guidance and help even though they're 50 years old. They're still your children. They may not listen to as much as they did before, but they should. The thing about old people, they seem to know everything. A couple of things. There's going to be a diplomatic attempt to normalize relationships between China and Russia. They don't have the same goals. They don't speak the same language. They're not the same people at all. And to some degree, Russia's no longer relevant. China's relevant. They have the biggest, well, not the biggest population. India has the biggest population. China's trying to muscle its way in to become relevant. Russia's no longer a superpower, but they desire to control Russia. And I believe they're doing it through purchase of land and lending of money. And no one seems to believe that. I've said it several times in the reading. They can't control Russia. They don't own Russia. They don't want to own Russia. They don't want to move in there and live. They want to reap the benefits. They want to take what's left and control them in the way of earning money and land. Anyway, it's going to be some kind of a diplomatic attempt to normalize relations between Russia and China. I believe it's already ongoing. even though they're blah, 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 I hate you, I'm gonna kill you. And we stopped listening to that crap back in the 60s. It's the same thing. What Russia say then? Russia said, we'll bury you. That was their big thing, Khrushchev. We'll bury you. Yeah, they kind of buried themselves a couple of times. They went bankrupt and belly up, and all the little countries just went off and did their own thing, and now they've killed all their soldiers. How unrelevant can you be when you can't field an army if you're in an army war or a tank battle or an airplane war? They've not done too well. Anyway, I do not have everything down for May for free classes, for healing and reading classes. But I did decide a couple of days to put a couple of classes on my website, one-on-one only. One of them is Psychic Medium Development. That's a one-on-one class for which there is no short ending to it. When we sort of mutually agree that we've gotten someplace, then yes, I can read you and tell where you're at in your development. You can tell me, which most people prefer to do, but it's not like I can't know it. It's a little creepy, isn't it? Anyway, Psychic Medium Development class and the self-healing class that was given with, 12 people, 15 people, something like that, is now offered on a one-on-one basis, where if you have any healing abilities at all, I should be able to bring them out, especially if you're sick. It's kind of touchy there. You have to have enough energy, which is a point with me lately, is that your energy. I got COVID again, and energy fell off, and I could no longer heal myself. Hands were cold. That was scary. As soon as I got through that, the heated right back up. So the energy is flowing again. I cannot take someone who doesn't have any energy and turn them into a healer. You have to have a certain amount of energy. It's amazing how much energy older people have, but certainly young people. Lots of energy. They go around you and around you and around you. Like, lots of energy. Older people are amazing. They can go all day. I don't go as fast as I used to. I shuffle along. But I get the job done. So if you're interested in self-healing again, that's going to be offered on a one-to-one basis. There is a button and there's no time limit on the healing or the psychic medium development class. And of course, I've written a lot of books about psychic medium development and healing. Yes, I've given the class. I've written some stuff. I have a whole book written about it, but I haven't published it yet. It's just sitting there. I peck away at it every 3 or 4 days. I'll write something in it. I'm not ready to publish it because I'm not through gathering information to put in the book. It's not gathering by going on the interstate on the internet and researching somebody else's crap and then put it in my book. It's all personal experiences, and personal experiences I have something today to write, but most days I don't. And eventually it'll be published in, 2035. Anyway, I will put a free reading and a free healing class on the YouTube. I call it the green room, but it's the chat room for May. Trying to get through April. My wife finished our taxes just at the nick of time yesterday. So here's the interesting thing. It's 3 or 4 years ago. I had a video about nuclear explosions creating tsunamis. Didn't get everybody thought I was nuts. Now that's all they could talk about. Korea has a bomb they believe it'll create it. Russia has a couple of bombs that'll create it. And they won't just be explosions and tsunamis. They'll be hot tsunamis. They'll have nuclear crap in them. So, and then my guys just now said rhetoric. It's just, they can do it, but would they do it? I don't think so. What would be the point? You're ruining land, which all these people seem to want so much. Um, so a lot of people scurrying back and forth across borders. A lot of people scurrying and then being sent back. That's what we're seeing now. I don't know. I think we could use more workers here. We don't seem to have enough, so why would we send them back? Cutting our own throat, I think. Anyway, there's going to be an attempt, what they used to call shuttle diplomacy, where people run back and forth. Russians and Chinese don't have anything in common at all. What they want is the land to control it, but they don't want to. They don't want to farm it. They got enough land of their own, but they do want to reap the proceeds from it, which means that they loan them money and now they've got their bank. Whenever you got a country's banks, you got them. But they can't do anything without you. These are not people, and I have no feelings for Russia at all. They've been bullies. The army and all that's been horrible. It's hurt them more than it has anybody else. And Ukraine has bore the brunt of this for no reason. But Russia, if you're listening, you do not want the Chinese to be in bed with you. You don't. You've got cold feet anyway. But try not to get in bed with them because it's temporary because the world shut off your sales of oil and all this other stuff. Uh, but it's temporary. Whoop. Well, that was neat. I didn't see that one coming. It was in and out. It doesn't look much like an orb to me. It looks like just a light zooming through. Here's a bulb, sort of a. It's so fast, it's hard to see. I'll have to slow one down. There's an encasing, but it's not necessarily a bubble. It seems like it's elongated, and to some, maybe it's just moving so fast. That's what it looks like. I've seen large orbs, but not on this channel. We get these little ones that zoom in, and I'm told they're children, so I don't know why that's an attempt to get me to do something with children, and I've tried, and I put up a video. I don't know if any of you watched it or not, but I was going to attempt to do some healing down at the hospitals with cancer patients, children, and YouTube jerked that thing off so fast it must have had wings on it, because it was here and choo. And what I think it is they thought that I was going to entice children in some way. And I'd rather cut my arm off than do that. But I went along with it. I didn't put another one up. I thought that a parent could get with a child in a Zoom thing, and I could maybe send some money to that child, make him better, or figure out what was wrong with him, which I'm really good at. I'm good at medical intuitive stuff. But that got cut off real quick. YouTube wanted no part of it. Um, anyway, thought I'd tell you that one went awry. And it would have been nice to film some of that and maybe see what the efficacy, that's the word they're using from the other side, the efficacy of the energy is on people who are suffering from cancer. Is just a thought. And I've been thinking about it for a couple of years. I just can't get it off get the plane off the ground. And then YouTube, well, they slammed the door on that real quick. They didn't tell me. I think that's strike two for me. And then my site disappears. So I decided I would drop it there. You can't be relevant if you don't have a YouTube site. They take your site away from you. Where are you going to say anything that might help somebody? So I figured it's the best thing I can do. Let's just talk about it maybe. Maybe at some point that opportunity will open up. Anyway, interesting things with YouTube and what people think. Now, you can't do anything. They're in the power seat. You can withdraw. That's about it. I had an incident with PayPal a couple of years ago where they kept shutting my account down, saying I was selling drugs. It took me a long time to get to it, but I finally did find a guy working at PayPal that said, "We think you're selling drugs." You mean I had a good month? That's what it appears. Had a really good month, and they thought I sold drugs using PayPal, so they shut my site down. I said, "I can't have you clowns shutting down my site whenever you feel like it, because I can't process money, I can't work, I can't read people, I can't do any healing work. That's what I do for a living. So you clowns can." And I just deleted my account and went on to Square, which is I was using them anyway for processing cards for a long time. They're very good. And PayPal is just pandering to government control. And I just deleted my account and moved away and went right to something else. Because you can't let people control you. Well, in this case, YouTube shut me down so fast, I didn't have time to react. It was the sound was gone, and then it was gone. It wouldn't play, and you couldn't post comments, and it just sort of it was gone. So they're in control. I'm not likely to walk away from my YouTube site. I could create another one, but the same thing happens when you do that. And then pretty soon they track my IP address to me, and then I can't have a YouTube account. So I don't want to be like politicians who say such stupid, outrageous things that they get banned from Twitter and things like that. I don't want to do that. But this was a helping video. I do not believe that they listened to it. I believe that it was listened to by a machine. I mean, the machine played it, and played the words out, and said "children healing." And not hospital related, because I'm not. I've seen the inside of a lot of hospitals, but I'm not affiliated with the hospital. There's a hospital half a mile down the road I could be doing some work in, but can't advertise it. Anyway, send them out. This is supposed to be short morning little videos, but apparently they're just. Anyway, no fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I like reading your comments. I respond to almost everything anybody says. So thank you. Makes the day very interesting. And your perspective is always interesting. Not hateful, helpful. So that's what I get from you guys. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.